Okay, good morning to everybody. Now again today we are going to revise the yesterday's topic, operators in Python. We saw yesterday that the symbol used to perform calculation between two operands called as a operator. We understood the meaning of operands also. See this example. Here we saw the English and maths are operand, and this is an operator used to perform operation between two operand. Here also this is a operator and these two values are operands. How they called as operand? Because this value is going to be assigned to this variable. Okay, they are called as a operands, and the symbols used to perform the mathematical logical calculation called as a operator. We learn the types of operator. We learn about the unarray operator. Okay, need only one operand to operate. We saw yesterday example of plus plus and minus minus. Okay, bitwise complement and not legal negation, for information purpose only. Then we have learned about the binary operators. They need two operands to execute. If you want to put a sum of the value, you can use plus, you can use minus, multiplication and divide for different purpose. We saw how to use module and exponent also. You can see what is the exponent, right? The power of particular value. So let us see the example of these value. These operator. For example, if I write 2 multiplied by 2, what answer I will get? I will get it 4. Okay. Same time, if we will do like that, we'll see if someone will join me, so we will add them to the class. Now it is visible to everybody. 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 4. If I will write 2 multiplied by 2, okay, right, good. So my presentation is not coming. Now let us see. Right, now it is visible to everybody. Okay, so when we will use the simple operator like a mathematical operator, 2 multiplied by 2 will get it result as a 4. Now you can see I have added a 2 multiplication. Okay, it means it is called as a power, 2 ka power 2, right? So this type of answer will come. But you say, sir, both answers are same, what is the difference? So see the difference. 2 multiplied by 3, we are getting answer as a 6. But if I will write 2 multiplied by 3, yes, can you tell me what answer will get it? Anyone? 2 ka power 3, what answer will come? So this is called as a 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, 2 2 ja 4 and 4 2 ja 8. So here we'll get it answer as a 8. This is the difference between the operator. Okay, when you will put single operator, you will be getting multiplication, but when you are using double operator, you are getting a square of a value. Okay, any, right? Any value. So you are getting exponent, rise of the value, okay, to the particular power. Clear? Again, if I will write 3 multiplied by 3, what answer I will get it? So Stephen Raj is telling 9. Saranya is also telling 9. Yes, we will get it 9, simple. But if we write 3 multiplied by 3, then what answer will come? Then we have to think. Okay, you have to think, but the Python will not take that much time. 3 multiplied by 3 is equal to 27 will come as a answer. Good job by everybody, right? Okay, like Karun Raj, sorry, Stephen Raj, Saranya, Raj Lakshmi, Murga, Bhakya Lakshmi, Aishwarya, Karun Raj, Nabita, Shiva. Good. Active participant in the classroom giving the result. Now, if I will write, what answer will come? We are talking about operators only. Yes, the answer will be 1 only. Okay, the answer will be only 1. Clear? But what will happen if I will write it here? This type of operator which is called as a floor. This is a floor division, right? Now let us see what type of result will be given by floor division. So you have to write it 2 by 2. You will get it result in a 1. Compare it. Here when we will divide the 2 by 2, we are getting result in a decimal, but when we are using, we are not getting any decimal value. Again, suppose a 13 divided by 2 will get result 6.5. Is it okay? If you divide 13 by 2, we'll get it result 6.5. But the same time, if we 13 divided by 2, yes, please tell me the result. So Stephen is telling error. Anybody? Any answer from anybody's side? No problem. Nothing will happen. Maximum it will be wrong only. Don't worry. We are here to make it correct. So when we will type this type of value, we'll get it result as a whole number value. Okay. Here we are getting 6.5, but here we'll get it only 6. Okay, what you understood by floor will not give any decimal value in a result. The floor operator will not give any decimal value in a result. I hope it is clear to everybody. Okay, let us see one more example. 16 floor by 3. Tell me the answer, please. Yes, Saranya has given the answer 5. Nabita 5, Jagan 5, Raj Lakshmi has also given the answer as a 5. Good job. Simple, it's simple. We will not get any decimal point, that's all. Nothing else will happen. We will not get a decimal point only. The thing they are going to explain. Right, again you can see. What is the question? 16 floor by 3. So we'll get it result as a 5. So I hope it is clear. Clear the difference between these. But if you write 16 divided by 3, you will get it result as a 5.3. In a general way we are talking. Right. Is there any doubt anybody? Any question from anybody's side? Please you can type in a chat box. Do you have any question? Do you understood these operators? So I hope it is clear. No issue, right? Come back to the PowerPoint. So we have learned plus, minus, multiply, divide, module, exponent and floor division. Now I'll give you a question. Okay, that you have to do it in a homework. Write a Python program to print rise to power of any value. Okay, you do it later, not now, you do it later. Now the next, and or not, sorry, and XOR or left shift, right shift, less than and greater than. These are for information purpose only. If you are going to put two condition, we will learn it, don't worry. Some of the slides will come next where you will see how we can use the and or and these types of operator. The question I have already given to you. Now less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, we will see it again. So we'll write it 12 less than 10. Yes, can you tell me the answer? What will be the answer for this question? So the answer will come 12 is not less than 10. False will come. So Saranya has given the correct answer. Good job, Saranya. False will come because condition is false. False condition will come. But if I will write a 10 greater than 5, we'll get it true. Again, if I will write 12 greater than 10, we'll get it true. If I will write 12 greater than equal to 12, yes. Now please tell me the answer. What answer will come if we will write 12 greater than is equal to 12? We are learning operator in Python programming. What answer will come if I will put a condition 12 greater than is equal to 12? So Siva has given the answer as a false, then he is giving true. Please tell me what is correct, either true or false. So Jagan is telling false, false, true, false. Okay, here the value is not greater than 12, but same time this is true because it is equal to 12. That's why we are getting result as a true. Okay, first it will check this operator. This operator is asking whether the 12 is greater than 12, condition will be false. Then it will go to the second operator, whether the 12 equal to 12, the condition will be true. So the result will come as a true. 12 is greater than is equal to 12. Okay, if I will write it here 12 less than is equal to 12, also the answer will be true. Not less than, but it is equal. Okay, now tell me the answer. 12 is equal to 12. What answer will come? Yes, simple, true, because 12 is equal to true. 12. If I will write 12 not equal to 12, what answer will come? False, right? Because 12 is actually equal to 12. If I will write 12, sorry, let it change some value, 120 not equal to 120. So you will get it answer as a true, right? You are getting true because it is not equal, na? The condition is true only. So we will get it answer as a true. So yesterday I requested to you that you have to try some of the program using these types of operator in a PyDroid. I don't think that you have tried, but okay, still you can try it. So these things are there. And these operator you can use for real life programming. Remaining operator we will see when we will go for the condition based programming. Now let us go for the next slide. Now we will learn the punctuators. The symbol used to organize programming sentence and structure are called as a punctuators. You have used these brackets. they are punctuator. You have used single inverted comma, double inverted comma, they are punctuator. You have used this hash symbol. What is the use of hash symbol? Please type the answer why we will use the hash. Anyone remember what is the use of hash? Just before 3-4 days only. The hash is used for the purpose of commands. The hash is used for the purpose of commands. If information which you want to give to a programmer, you can use hash. Whatever line you will write starting with hash will not print in a result. Already we have discussed about these things. This is called as a brackets, square bracket. This is called as a curly bracket, at the rate, comma, colon, and assignment equal. These all are the punctuator we can use in our programming to make our program effective. Okay, for example, you can see if I want to write something, for example, print bracket open, double inverted comma, I can write it this. Okay, I can use this operator, I can use this operator, I can close this, right? I can use at the rate, and I can run, and I will get it the same thing will be printed. And if I will try to print some other thing like a print, and I will try to print a dollar symbol, let us see the dollar symbol, and we will close the bracket, and you can see whatever you will write it, we will get it as a print. So these are the some of the punctuator you can use in your Python programming. Right? Now, a question for everybody, and please write the answer for this question. Find out the tokens, find out the keywords, find out the operators, find out the operands and separator in this following program. Okay, simple interest is equal to principal multiplied by time multiplied by rate divided by 100. In these all you have to find out the tokens. First you all try to find out the tokens only. How many tokens are there? Let us see who will give the first answer. Only token you find out first. So I think you are turning your class note pages to find out that what is token. As we have already learned, single individual unit in a program is called as a token. Siva, your answer is not correct. Anybody else who want to give the answer for token? So Saranya is telling that there are 10 tokens. Okay, let us check the Saranya's answer. Simple interest is called as a token number 1. The equal is called as a token number 2. These bracket and these bracket is called as a token number 3. Principal is called as a token number 4. Multiply is 5. Time is 6. This multiply 7. Rate is 8. Divide is 9. And 100 is called as a 10. Oh, good job by Saranya. I think she has given the answer 10. Good job, Saranya. So like that you have to be present in classroom, and if you present in classroom, definitely you will give the correct answer. So please, now the second question, how many keywords are there in this program? How many keywords are there? If you remember about keywords, immediately you will give answer within a 5 seconds. Yes, Rajalakshmi has given the correct answer. Karun Raj is also given the correct answer. But unfortunately, what is the meaning of keyword? What is the meaning of keyword? Everybody has given the incorrect answer. What is the meaning of keyword? Everybody is telling there is a one keyword is available. Can you tell me what is that name of that keyword? Aishwarya, Nabita, Kaviraj, Lakshmi, Murga, Siva. Please type the name of keyword which is present here. I don't think that there is any keyword. Here 0 keywords are available. No keyword is available here. Keyword, example of keyword is called as a print, called as a for, called as a else, called as a class. But you are telling that there are a keyword is available. Bad. Next question. Can you tell me how many operators are available in this program? Number of operators. Count it properly and tell me the number of operators only. Stephen Raj has given the answer as a 4. Murga also 4. Kirtani, Nabita 4. Yes. Operator number 1 equal. Operator number 2 multiplication. Operator number 3 multiplication. Operator number 4 divide. Next question. How many number of operands are available? How many operands are there? Number of operands are, Stephen Raj is telling 5. Operand number 1, operand number 2, operand number 3, operand number 4, and this is also an operand number 5. Is it clear? So these many number of operands are available here. Now, can you tell me how many separators are there in this program? Separators. Right, Stephen Raj has given the answer as a 2. One is called as a equal. Equal is a separator as well as assignment operator, and the brackets. And the brackets are the second example of separator. So finally, there are only 2 separators are available. One is called as a equal and another one is called as a bracket. Good job by this student who has given the correct answer. Right, Priya? 2, equal and bracket. Now we have successfully completed the operators in Python programming. Now today we are going to learn about the statements. What are the statements in Python programming? So you can see the statements are the instruction given to the computer to perform any kind of action. It may be a data movement, it may be making decision, it may be repeating action, and etc. Whatever you will type in a Python programming, each and every line is called as a statement. Each and every line is called as a statement. Simple definition, right? For example, you have written A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. This is called as a statement. B is equal to 20. Statement number 2. C is equal to A plus B. A plus B. This is also called as a statement. And print the value of C is called as another statement, and this is called as a result. all the line, whatever line you will write it in your program, all the line one by one is called as a statements. Right, there are three types of statements are available in Python programming. One is called as a empty statement, another one is called as a simple statement, and number three is called as a compound statement. Now let us see what is the meaning of empty statement. A statement which does nothing called empty statement. Okay, for example, pass. In a Python programming, this is only one of the word, one of the keyword which is denoting the empty statement. But otherwise remaining all the statements are called as a statements, not empty statement. This is only if you write pass somewhere. For example, if I will write it here PASS, this is called as a empty statement. See, nothing happened. Okay, and even you cannot print the pass. Okay, let's see whether what will happen. Syntax error, invalid will come. This is called as a empty statement. Another example, A is equal to 255, PASS, pass, B is equal to 20. Okay, again you can write it pass. What is happening? In this you can say this is called as a statement, this is called as empty statement, statement, empty statement. Okay, there is no use of pass, but still we have to understand that why we are using pass. Reserve keyword, same time empty statement called as a pass. Whenever Python get pass statement, it does nothing and it will move to the next statement. Do you understood? I have written a line, A is equal to 10, pass, B is equal to 10. Then what will happen? The pass will be ignored because this is an example of an empty statement. Next, see, this is an example. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B, print C, 30 will come. The same time we will write A is equal to 10, pass, B is equal to 20, pass, print C, answer is coming 30. This line and this line got ignored by Python program because they are a empty statement. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now the second is called as a simple statement. Whatever you will write it in a Python programming called as a simple statement. For example, you have written A is equal to 10, simple statement. B is equal to 20, simple statement. If you are writing name is equal to input your name. Okay, for example, if you type it same in a program, okay, now this will ask you to enter your name. Okay, when you will run this, this will ask you enter your name. You can enter your name and you can press enter. That's all. Okay, this is called as a simple statement. A single executable line called as a simple statement. Print, simple statement. Many more examples are simple statement. Now the next one is called as a compound statement. This is little bit complicated because a group of statement, okay, and they will execute together. You have to remember, a group of statement executed as a unit called as a compound statement. For example, these line is called as a compound statement, but this line is called as a simple statement. In this line you are asking user to enter age, and same time in this line you are calculating if age greater than is equal to 18, then print the eligible for voting. these two lines are belonging to the compound statement. Do you understood? Wherever this type of symbol will come, called as a colon, you can tell these are the compound statement. Is it clear to everybody? Do you have any question? Please, you can type it in the chat box immediately now. If you don't have any question, please type no. We can go for next topic. Okay. Right. So there is no doubt, only for 4 students. The remaining students are having doubt. Still 10 members have doubt. Yes, please, remaining 10 members apart from Stephen, Rajalakshmi, Priya and Saranya can ask their question. Okay, I think there is a network issue. I'll disconnect and I'll connect it again.